We've been talking with Michael Eric Dyson. Now we're coming down to the good part. Barack Hussein Obama.
Yes, sir.
His 100 days have passed. What do you give him? Some of your colleagues, man, haven't been all that pleased on some of the key issues. You know, it seems like he's trying real hard. I'll give it to him. I mean, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air over than George Bush. But I'm trying to figure out why he seems to backpedal on a lot of things. You know the man. What's going on? When you sit down and talk to him, do you talk to him?
No, not anymore, man. Barack Perry, not in the White House, brother. I ain't been invited. I ain't been to the White House. Isn't that some people think I've been up in there?
Wait a second. You was like a pundit, not a pundit. You was
I was a surrogate, homie.
Surrogate.
In fact, you know, Ebony Magazine said Michael Eric Dyson, one of the first prominent black people. Some said the first. I endorsed him in New Orleans at the Essence Festival, 60,000 people. They said that was the first major black endorsement by a major black figure. Well, thank you. I ain't been nowhere. I ain't mad.
You're in Washington, D.C.
I live in D.C., down the street, bro. But you know, I'm not an uncritical celebratory figure. I don't just co-sign what's going on. First 100 days, in terms of public policy, cool.
What did you give them?
I give them, look, in terms of foreign and domestic policy, in terms of the economy, I give them an A for effort. I give him an A for trying to do the right thing. Maybe he got too many Clinton nights, I get it, but at the same time, he's trying to fix an economy that's messed up. You know how they do, black people. Give us the keys to a sinking ship. Hi, let's get the Negro now that we've messed it up. But still, he's been doing a great job in terms of trying to turn this economy around, although I think forcing out the GM head of a blue-collar company sends the wrong signal. Now, the blue-collar dude is going to be fine. That is the guy who runs it. What, $20 million? We ain't mad. But it's the blue-collar company that's suffering. What about the notorious AIG, so to speak? How come you didn't fire them? How come you didn't force those people out who give out $1 million bonuses on the dole? Public welfare. I'm saying, Mr. Obama, go to Detroit, stand with those workers, and show that you're down with blue-collar people and the blackest city in America. So I give him great marks for going over to Europe, going over to Turkey, speaking to Muslim brothers and sisters, saying my name is Barack Hussein Obama. I know what it means to live because people in my family are Muslim and the like and follow Islam. I give him love for that. I give him love for saying to Europe, hey, stop the anti-Americanism, but we have been arrogant. Love him for that. Where he gets questionable marks from me is on the issue of race and ethnicity. Now, I'm glad he got Sotomayor, you know, put forth. She's not a flaming
She's from
liberal.
my neighborhood.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's from the Bronx, but I'm not.
She's a good woman. I mean, she's a very smart woman. She's brilliant. She's capable, but she ain't no flaming leftist like Rush Limbaugh trying to make her out to be. And I'm glad she said what she said about white men. And I'm saying, white men, what are you tripping on? You've run the world. All she was saying is that somebody besides white men should know something. When I look at how many presidents there have been, most of them have been white men except one brother, and he's half white, they said. Right? So you got half on the baby, on that one on the R. Kelly, since we mentioned him, then half on the president, then, you know, most of the senators have been white except for a few. Most of the heads of Fortune 500 companies have been white. So what? You've run everything. So yes, she's telling the truth about it. I'm not worried about reverse racism. I'm worried about it when racism is forward, when it's moving forward, when it's in drive. Right. That's what I'm worried about. But having said all that, I give him credit for that. But I tell you, it seems to be an incapacity of Mr. Obama to explicitly embrace blackness. Now, Martin Luther King Jr. used to be Dr. King to him because he was a great man and he ripped off his style. No disrespect, we all have. Dr. King was a great man. But then he goes from Dr. King to young preacher from Georgia. Oh, man, this is where Beyonce is helpful. Say my name. When you around your other girl, what you around your girl? You can't say my name? Yeah, I love you too, boo. No, what's my name? Say my name. You with your other girl, ain't you? So, Mr. Obama, can you say our name? Are you with your other people? Are you embarrassed? Say his name. His name is Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't say the name Martin Luther King Jr., you can't say no Negro's name in the world. You talking about the safest choice of naming a black man. He's got an American holiday. It ain't a Negro holiday. It's not a black holiday. It's an American holiday. The day after his election, when he was inaugurated, he mentioned not the name of King, but mentioned Lincoln, the man who, if he could have helped it, would not have freed us. So now, I'm glad he's inspired by Lincoln. He didn't call him a tall guy from Illinois with a long beard and a stovepipe hat. I didn't hear that. I heard Lincoln. So there's something about Mr. Obama. When Eric Holder, the United States Attorney General, said that we are a nation of cowards, a brilliant speech, a brave speech, people thought he was going to be a milquetoast Negro. Ha! He fooled us. He stepped up into the spot and he does what we're supposed to do. Represent. Tell the truth. Yes, be balanced. You represent the entire nation. You're the Attorney General of the United States of America, but tell the truth about race. Mr. Obama 2 weeks later says, I wouldn't have said that. All right. But then he goes on to say, and I'm not one who believes we should talk about race. And I think he was wrong. I'm just like, slow down. This is good cop, bad cop. That's how it goes, brother. We know you can't say much about race, but don't dog the dude who can. So I can't cut you any slack as president if you step on the toes of the dude who can speak about race while you can't. You just need to shut up on that one.
Well, what's going on?
Well, what's going on is America's got it. Well, let's be honest. Let's give him some love before we criticize him. You know they got him under the watch, bro. Is he looking? Is he gonna help Negroes? Huh? What's he doing? What's he doing? Is he helping Negroes? So you know they got him under scrutiny, right? So we understand that. I say this though. This is your lesson that you can teach white America. Since you're half white, if you're critical of white people, you're being self-critical. But we never get that. Mr. Obama can teach white people, look, I can love black people who are my people and not diss you. I'm the president of the United States of America. You mean all the 43 white men or the 43 presidents before weren't looking out for their own interests? They didn't have to announce it. They were white men. The majority of people were white. When they did things that were universal policies, they were affording help for mostly white people. This is what Mr. Obama has to understand. We can't, he says, a rising tide lifts all boats. When he was asked by the BET questioner, sir, what are you going to do specifically for black people? It was a horrible response. It was weak. He goes, well, basically he was saying a rising tide lifts all boats. If I do something that's universal to help everybody, I'll help black people who suffer disproportionately. Now, in one sense, he's right. But in another sense, let me see. I go to the hospital. Mr. Obama, what are you going to do for the cancer patients? I give out medicine for everybody. A rising tide lifts all boats. This aspirin here will help everybody. Really? Now, the aspirin might have to help the dude with the hangnail, but it ain't gonna help the person who has cancer, Mr. Obama. It must be targeted. The medicine must be specific. There must be a prescription for each community of disease. And he is failing to see that. Now he gets it. He ain't dumb. He is willing to sacrifice the interests of African Americans in deference to a conception of universalism because it won't offend white people. Now, he ain't dumb. He is willing to sacrifice the interests of African Americans in deference to a conception of universalism because it won't offend white people. Now, I understand the point. The point is you can't ram stuff down white people's throat because you know what? They are the majority. Even though black people and Latinos are the ones who got him in the office. See, people say to us, well, without white people, he couldn't get in. Let me tell you what, if you look at the percentage of white people who voted for him and he had no black or Latino votes, his name would be Senator Obama. He got in because Latinos, but especially African American people, Latinos came late, but they helped him. Black people helped him overwhelmingly. 97% of black people, I think it was what, 67% of Latinos? So dog, slow down here. Without African American people, you wouldn't be where you are. And the tragedy of black people is that we're so grateful for having a black person in the office, we don't demand anything of him. Latinos saying, what you gonna do? You mean Mr. Obama couldn't find more people for his cabinet than George W. Bush? Are you serious? And is the message, well, I'm looking for quality, not for demographics? Oh, well then the white people were right when they said they couldn't find no Negroes. Well, we would complain about them. Then they were right. Because if the black man can't find any other people who are qualified, then what do we expect of white people? And I say we gotta hold him in prayer, we gotta hold him in high esteem, and we got to hold him accountable. We should not expect more from Obama because he's a black man, because he didn't run as a black man, and I knew that, and I supported him for that. We cannot expect less of him, number one. Number two, I expect the president of the United States to deal with issues of race. Not the black man, not the white man, the president. He is the president of the United States of America. I expected George Bush to address it. I expected Bill Clinton to address it. I expected George Herbert Walker Bush to address it. I expected Jimmy Carter to address it. And I expect Barack Obama. He cannot get a pass from black people by not addressing our issues. And if you're black out there or Latino and you're giving him a pass because he's black, I understand the honeymoon. I understand the love. He the first one. We know he's Jackie Robinson. But you know what gives me great hope? If he's Jackie Robinson, I can't wait to see Willie, man.
Wow. You know, it's interesting as we get ready to close out, you know, one of the things, since we're here in Oakland, is that when the 4 police officers were shot, he sent a telegram. But the whole thing that has united this community around Oscar Grant and the execution of him by those police, there was nothing. You know and the same thing with the Sean Bells and all that.
It's a damn shame. Now that he's president. Now, I can understand him trying to be careful when he's running, even though I disagree.
Michelle Obama, because when we had this conversation, you said, well, he got Michelle next to him.
Well, you know what? They got her in witness protection program. Oh, I'm sorry. So the thing is, you know, for average, now, Michelle Obama is still a powerful, beautiful, intelligent, brilliant representative of so much of everyday black people. But let's be real. You up in the White House now, you got a different stilo. So the thing is, we cannot put all our eggs in one basket. I would never, even when I was supporting Obama, and I do, and I still support him, I never believe that we put our eggs in one presidential basket. Presidents are limited. What they gonna do? I mean, it's great to have them up there. And what we're finding maybe the answer to something we don't want to know. What difference does it make to have a black president? Well, to our kids, a big thing. For them to wake up every day and see a black man in charge, that's huge. I don't care who you are, that's huge. But in terms of us, yeah, not really that much. It ain't much happening. Public policy, because here, if Hillary Clinton is president, she can't trade racial affiliation. She got to come with some policies. Obama trades racial affiliation, ironically enough, exploiting racial solidarity without offering too much specifically targeted to black people. Y'all need to understand that's what's going on. If you're going to be kissed, understand who's kissing you. If you're going to be played, understand who's playing you. And I'm saying this as a supporter of Barack Obama. I think he's a brilliant man. He's doing an incredible job in many areas. But on this area, he's falling short, and we must hold him accountable.